everyone, so we are 3 tutorials now into our Halloween makeups this year so far, and in case you have missed them, I've done a zombie clown. That was my first one. The second one was a like creepy or haunted Victorian Gothic doll kind of thing. And then the last one was Cleopatra's ghost. So they're the 3 I've done so far. Just for a wee kind of interlude until my next Halloween tutorial, I decided I'd do a video just showing you quickly some of the bits that I use for my Halloween videos. So just to give you an idea or like an insight into my Halloween makeup kit. I'll let you know where I buy this stuff from at the end of the video, and also like say other websites that I know of and that kind of thing, but I'll just jump in and show you some of the bits that I use. So obviously for a lot of the makeup, the foundation or the covering or the like base tends to be quite heavy, so I would use like heavy or like Camouflage concealers or that. This is a Ben Nye coverall wheel in SK100. For like my doll look or something like that, when I want it to be nearly white but not full on white, I could use something like this, which is just a very very pale, not white but very pale concealer. And then also this highlight wheel by Ben Nye. I use this colour, the SK2, which is just another really light colour. You could just use a very light normal makeup from the drugstore, so you don't need to get some kind of professional thing like this, but I'm just showing you what I use. Also another thing that I would use to, you know, give myself either a white face or a pale face, and this would be more so if you want the white face, so, or else you could mix it in with normal concealer if you don't have a light enough concealer, but it is a white cream stick. And this is again just a pure white cream makeup, so it's really good for like clown makeups and stuff like that. I would have used similar ones in some of my older makeup tutorials. So this is a pure white paint stick by MAC. It's a pro product, but it's just a really good emollient, full coverage, heavy paint stick. Something else would be like this clown white Graftobian, yeah, crown white makeup. Again, it's just a really thick, heavy cream makeup. This is perfect. I mean, it's called clown white because that's what it's used for basically. Now, for people who don't like to use something so heavy and emollient on their skin, you can look into using a water-based paint. So this is a really cheap and cheery one by Smithy's. It's the Makeup Effects. Another really similar one is Snazaroo. You can get those in any Halloween makeup store. You can get them in some of the craft stores, like I know here in Galway, up in Kryolan, you can get it there. So it's just a water activated one, so it's just it looks like a dry powder there, and then you add a wee bit of water and it activates it and turns it into a paint. So they're really good, especially for use on kids and stuff like that. I have the MAC one as well. This is the Pure White Chroma Cake. Again, you don't need to get something this, you know, you don't need to look for your MACs and stuff like that. The Smithy's and the Snazaroo will work fine just for the night that's in it. Obviously the slightly more expensive ones will have a little bit more staying power, say if you were very oily or if you were in a place where you might be sweating a lot, because these would be used more in stage makeup. Now, to set all this kind of stuff in place, my favourite thing is the Ben Nye Neutral Set. So this is just a white, transparent, translucent, whatever you want to call it, colourless face powder that just sets your base in place without adding any colour. You don't need to get the Ben Nye, obviously. There are loads of brands that do it. The e.l.f. powder would work perfectly, and that costs like next to nothing. You can get that on the e.l.f. Cosmetics website or the Eyes Lips Face website or whatever it's called. MAC again do a colourless powder. Also Vichy DermaBlend do a colourless powder. There's so many brands that do them. If all else fails, use talc. It's really handy to use baby powder. It'll work just the same. A lot of these are talc based anyhow. Other kind of bits then, I'll run through them. I don't want to spend too long on this. So you can get different coloured face makeups. So this one still I haven't used it yet. It still has its top on it, but just to give you an idea, you can get these in pretty much every colour. And also the same with your cream makeups, you can get them in pretty much every colour. Now I have a lot of these ones here, which are the MAC paint sticks. I ordered them ages ago, and I like to use these in my looks, but you can also get cheaper just as effective ones on different websites, and often in costume shops or like pop-up Halloween stores around Halloween, they'll have them as well. So something like this Ben Nye Death Wheel you'll get loads of different brands do similar little palettes to this where there's loads of different cream colours. You can get ones that are already made up, like to make a Frankenstein makeup or to make a vampire makeup or to make a, I don't know, a Wolverine makeup or whatever, so, or werewolf makeup. So, you know, there's so many that are pre-made up. A palette that has been on my wish list for a long time is the Makeup Forever Flash palette, and that's basically like having all of these paint sticks in one little palette for yourself. Now I'm probably going to make my own little palette out of these again because I have a few empties. The Makeup Forever Flash palette would be perfect for it. Another similar palette that I love for use on more theatrical or Halloween kind of makeups would be something like this. This is the Kryolan Shimmering Vision Interference palette. So basically it's kind of like what the Makeup Forever Flash palette was based off. Kryolan had their SupraColors, which are these guys here. So I have a few of the single ones, and this is like the white one I was showing you earlier on, so it's the SupraColor. It's basically what the Flash colours by Makeup Forever were kind of based on. I just have the white one. I have a few metallic colours as well, and then this palette here is made up of some of those colours in one little palette, so it's a really handy one to use. It's just a lovely creamy, highly pigmented palette, perfect for, you know, like if you wanted to do a nice kind of maybe prettier clown makeup or something like that, or something a little bit more artistic. It's just really handy to have. So I'd highly recommend that. I got that one in Charles Fox in Covent Garden in London. And to finish off my blabbing about all the palettes, another one that I love is this one by Kryolan as well. So you can see I'd use Ben Nye, Kryolan, that kind of stuff a lot in my more artistic stuff. So it's this guy here. It's their Aquacolor palette. I think this is just the basic one. So it comes with like all your basic colours. There's a black and white, a couple of metallic ones, and then all your normal basic colours. So that one again is water activated. So a lot of these professional water activated stuff will contain glycerin and other products in it, or other ingredients in it like that, to make it more stable when you apply it to the skin, so it's not just going to sweat off or whatever. So they're brilliant ones to have. Anyhow, they can be hard to sanitize though if you're using them on multiple people. So if you're worried about sanitizing them, or if you're worried about hygiene and stuff like that, you may either want to just use the cream ones, because obviously you can just get a little bit out onto your spatula, or just use those ones for yourself and not have them used on anyone else. Now, other bits obviously then that I'd get from a makeup supply place would be like latex. So I have this Cinema Secrets one, and I have a Graftobian one. So I have the normal latex, which is the white one. The Graftobian one is handy because it does come with a little brush like this, and you don't have to ruin any brushes to apply latex, because latex will ruin brushes. Then the Flesh latex, obviously you can get way bigger sizes as well, but I just tend to get the smaller sizes. Well, I have a good few of them actually. There's two different sizes, but I just get a little bit every year, and this is the Flesh latex. The only difference being is that Flesh latex has like more fleshy colour to it. It's a bit pinky, beigey. You can get latex in a lot of craft stores again, and in Halloween stores around this time of the year. Another really handy thing to have is spirit gum, which is basically super glue for the face. It'll adhere anything to your face. Now it is a super glue. It will pull off hairs and eyebrows or whatnot if you're not careful, if you don't have a remover. So where is my remover? I have this one here. This is the Cinema Secrets adhesive remover. So you need to make sure you get a remover along with your spirit gum, because you do need something to dissolve it, and then once you do that, it's grand. You can use it on anything. It'll just, you know, the remover will dissolve any of the glue, but it's the best kind of glue to have for applying anything, any like prosthetics or anything to the face. Then what I use more often than not when I am covering my eyebrows, you can get eyebrow wax, but I don't use this. I think it's quite fiddly. I tried it once before and I didn't do very well, so I just use washable glue sticks. Pritt Stick is obviously a well-known one in Ireland, but as long as it says non-toxic and water soluble or washable on the front, you can use it. So any kids craft store will have it. And people always leave me comments saying, will that not ruin your eyebrows? It's going to pull out the hairs. No, because it just dissolves in water. Just warm water will take it off. Even just eye makeup remover tends to take it off for me. The Boss Stick one is the one that I've been using most lately, and that's what I just use on my eyebrows. So usually what I'll do is brush the hairs down, apply some of the glue so that you're coating all the bottom of the hairs, and then when you brush the hairs back, they'll be really, you know, kind of solid down, then I go over with the glue then the normal way, and you can sometimes do a couple of layers of it and then you need to set it with the powder, but that's usually the way that I do my eyebrows, so of course you can get them anywhere. Another thing that I would get from a specialist store, but you can get this in Halloween stores this time of the year, is a blood. So fake blood obviously. This is a gel blood. This is one of the really cheap ones by Snazaroo. I think it was like $4.99 or $6.99 or something. I got this in the joke shop here in Galway, and this is just a really runny one. Then you can get splatter blood. This one is by Makeup International, so I got this in London. Could have been either Screwface or Charles Fox, I can't remember, probably Charles Fox. It's basically just glycerin, water and different food dyes. So you can make it yourself, you know, you could actually make it up and just put it into a little squirt bottle yourselves. I have blood paste, which is one that I would have used in my zombie clown makeup. It's just one that kind of stays in place. It's it's not really, it is solid, it's like a hard jelly. It'll look wet and look like blood, but it's not going to move. And then the blood gel is kind of in between the solid and runny. It's like halfway in between basically. So there's just all the different bloods and stuff you can get. Now, to make your own blood as well, you can just go to the grocery store, and I know in America people use corn syrup a lot and then mix that with food dyes. Corn syrup isn't something I've ever seen here in Ireland, so I don't even know if maybe it just has a different name or if it's just not something we use. But like I was saying, reading in the ingredients from the side of this, all you need is a bit of glycerin, and you get this in any bakery section in any grocery store. So I always just get the small wee ones. I have about 2 or 3 of these up in the kitchen. And then food dyes, again in the bakery section. So this is good old Goodall's of Ireland's food colouring. So I always get a little bit of blue though to put in with the red, because if you just use normal red it'll be way too bright cherry red and that doesn't look like real blood. You need to darken it a tiny bit with a bit of blue. I've seen some people use green, but I find the blue gives a better colour, so that's another thing. One other thing then that I would always get from the grocery store is this gelatin. So if you follow any of my Halloween videos, you'll see that I use gelatin a lot on the face. I won't tell you how to use it now because it'll take too long, but I'll link to the video below on how I make my gelatin blood. So I do use it in a lot of, you know, tutorials on my face to make it look like skin peeling off. So you just melt the gelatin in the microwave or over the hob or whatever with a bit of water and glycerin if you have it, just to stabilise it a bit, and then you can use that for special effects, and that's really handy to have. So this is just the Dr. Oetker one. Make sure, try and get the one that's you know, the little sachets of powder rather than the sheets. The sheets are harder to work with. Then other things I've gotten, I got this year was, well actually got this one here a couple of years ago. I used it on my sister, but I had the braces up until pretty much this year that I couldn't use them. So this is tooth enamel, so nicotine tooth enamel. This is the nicotine one, it's the yellowy kind of one. And then I have the black tooth enamel, and these obviously black out your teeth or make them look rotten or whatever. So they're really handy to have if you want to go that extra mile. Again, you'll get these in a lot of Halloween stores, will have them, but also online on the special effects makeup places. Then the last couple of bits really would be the nose and scar wax. This is the one that I've been using the whole time I've been on YouTube really. It's the Ben Nye Nose and Scar Wax. It's brilliant for giving yourself, like, adding to your nose or giving yourself scars, basically what it says on the box. It's a nose and scar wax, so it's great for adding texture to the face, but not nowhere, you don't want to put on a lot on where the face is going to be moving loads, because it can lift. It's not hugely pliable. But I have used it in my Chelsea Smile makeup tutorial, and what I did there was just I adhered it to the skin first and then covered it with loads of latex so that I could talk a little bit, but I just couldn't do massive smiles or anything like that. The last couple of things really would be little sponges. They're really handy just for giving texture or for adding on, and like I said, you will need to get a cheap disposable makeup brush, not makeup brush, just like a paintbrush from a craft store in the kids section for your latex if you don't have a brush in this, because it'll ruin any brush. I think that's pretty much everything. Now in Ireland, where I personally order my stuff from online would be from makeupshop.ie, which is used to be cinemasecrets.ie, but they sell all the Cinema Secret stuff. Or else there's the Face FX, so that's face and then the letters FX, makeup supplies I believe it is, .ie or .com, I'll leave the link here and below. That's really good. That's where I got the Graftobian stuff. They seem to have a really good supply of stuff, and they seem to be in stock of the stuff. I think they're new-ish, but they're based in Wicklow. Then in London, where I would get the stuff from, would be from Screenface. Again, there's a website, so screenface.com I think, or .co.uk. I'll leave all the proper links below. There would be Charles Fox, Guru Makeup Emporium, and there's Pam, which is Provisions for Artists of Makeup or something like that. They're all based in London, and they all have websites, so they're all brilliant. And then obviously I'm not as familiar with where to shop in the States for these kind of things, but I would say just look up maybe cinemasecrets.com, or even like say websites like the Ben Nye website. They don't sell directly from the website, but they list the sellers on the website. So if you're interested in any of these products, just Google them, you'll get to the websites, it'll either tell you where to buy them or else it'll go into the website, and then in the website it'll give you a directory of where to buy them most often than not. Yeah, I hope this was helpful. I know it's a little bit long-winded and wordy, but it's just to show you the kind of stuff that I use, that you don't really need to be going anywhere too fancy. You'll get a lot of these stuff just in your regular Halloween stores around this time of the year. And obviously other than that, you can use, like I use lipstick and, you know, just normal eyeliner and all my eyeshadows and stuff like that when I'm giving myself bruises and, you know, kind of dirty looking skin or that kind of stuff. So you can just kind of use what you have, and you will pick up a lot of kind of tips from watching different tutorials on YouTube as well. So I hope this is helpful, guys. I will be doing my next Halloween video next week, I think. Maybe before if I have the time, but it will be up by next week anyhow. So in the meantime, take care. Chat to you soon, guys. Salon.